beginning of a new era in your life. How many of you are ready for change? Who wants to go back to high school? Anybody raise your hand? All right. How about go back to mom and dad's house? Anybody? Oh, okay. I don't think they're going to let you back. I'm sorry. I am so privileged and honored to be here. First of all, let me thank this wonderful institution, North Carolina A&T, for the opportunity to come and speak to you today. And I have to be honest with you. I stand before you, a young lady who used to be, when I was a young girl, absolutely terrified to speak. Anybody in here got that same issue, challenge? Okay, but you know what I discovered? And in this video, if you go and see the end, if you want to Google it, because some of you in here want to be successful. I think there's a few of you, right? Maybe 1, 2, 3. See, I can't tell that you really want to be successful because you're looking too comfortable. Can you give me a hand clap if you want to be successful? Stand up if you want to be successful. All right, I want you to high five the person next to you and say, I'm gonna be successful. You better tell them to meet your match. That's what it's about. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. You can have a seat. I say that to say, share with you all, I'm not here to pump you up. I'm here to share needs to know. See, there's about 2,000 of you in this room right now, and I don't know any one of your name, but guess what? The person who believes that what they've got the world needs will rise up and everyone will know their name. Because see, what will happen, I'm going to tell you, because I've been through college, you heard my resume, I know it's kind of long. Let me take a pause to say I just got married 2 weeks ago. I'm single anymore, ladies. And my husband and my son are sitting over here. You want to wave and say hi? And so I have to reintroduce myself because I've branded myself Melissa Dawn Johnson, but I am Melissa Dawn Simpkins now. But yeah, it's good. It's good when you find love and when you find the match and the partnership, it makes a big deal of difference. But back to what I was saying, the secret to success, if you really want to be successful, you can Google that, success, how bad do you want it? And I learned through the journey of coming into understanding my purpose, understanding what brand is, and my power, my passion and my purpose kind of collided when I was in college. I went to a small school called Otterbein University. Anybody heard of it? You did now. But I went to a small school, Otterbein University, and Fayetteville, North Carolina. My mic keeps going in and out. Anybody here from Fayetteville? All right, Fayetteville, represent. And college, I had an internship. How many of you all are going to have to work while you're in school? Okay? Don't be mad at it. It can create an opportunity. I don't care if you got to serve and wait tables, if you got to be a receptionist, if you're going to work at a corporate office, use it to make an opportunity to make a difference. And I'm going to share with you 3 simple things that I've learned along my journey that helped me to develop, understand branding, but also how to make an impact and change people's lives. From a girl who was scared to speak and hardly could read in public, to standing up in front of you. That's a miracle. You don't know it. And I give glory to God because I know that He helped me discover my purpose. But I'll share a story with you. I went to work. I found a job in Columbus, Ohio, and I worked at a company called Victoria's Secret. Anybody heard of Victoria's Secret? Okay, and I was in the PR industry. That was my major in college, and I really wanted to get into the public relations division of Victoria's Secret, but I was working this division, which was literally answering calls in the call center. But I was determined to get into that department. And I found out the person's name who was in that department, and I interviewed for the job, and guess what? She said, no. No, she said, no, you don't have the job. And she said, we take our interns from New York, and you're from Ohio. Right? How many of you ever felt like you were misplaced? You didn't come from the right place. People didn't respect you because of who you are, the color of your skin, where you grew up, how much money you had or you didn't have. But the key to building a brand, and a brand is nothing more than value and staying in demand, is very simply this: being perseverant. And I reached out to her 12 times over a course of a year, every month, saying, can I re-interview. Can I share with you something I've learned about the company? And guess what? I ended up getting the internship, but that's not the big story here. The big story is, as I was doing my mundane job, which was to clip models out of magazines to present to the senior executives, I came across a clip in a magazine. It was probably in Vogue. It was back in 1996. And in that clip, I will never forget it. It sits on my desk today, and it said this: "Within me lives a purpose, a reason I'm here. And one day soon, the world is going to say to me, 'Hey there, you back there. The world needs you. Are you ready?'" That was a bottled ad brand for Evian water. That's pretty heavy, right? The world needs me. In the sea of all of these incoming new students, guess what? The world needs each one of you. But the question is, are you ready? Are you going to be ready? What's great about Aggie Strong, from what I've learned about your theme, is that strength takes time. It takes practice, right? It takes doing the work. And so there's 3 things I'm going to share with you while I'm here about discovering how to be that person that everyone needs and having the ability to make your mark. How many of you know what you want to do when you grow up? You're better than most, because I'm still figuring it out. How many adults here know what they want to do when they grow up? It's a journey. You're constantly looking and trying to discover who you really are. But there's 3 simple steps I want to give you. 1 is discover your purpose. Number 2 is be unstoppable. And number 3 is make history. You got it? Number 1, be on purpose. Number 2, be unstoppable. And number 3, make it. So I'm going to take you through each one of those. Very simple, because I want you to remember them. And when you get up and do your speeches and your presentations, little tips, speak in 3s. People tend to remember 3. Anything after that, they forget. Okay? So what was the first one? Discover or be on purpose. Let me hear you say it. What is it? On purpose. Be on purpose. So within you lives a purpose. And what is purpose? Purpose is about intention. It's about focus. It's about discovering what it really means to have value. Right? So let me give you an example. If I threw up to you a $50 bill and I threw up a sheet of paper, what's the difference? Value. One knows its purpose. Right? Money is going to be money, it's going to be money, it's going to be money. And we're going to work for it. Over the years, we killed for it. We slaved for it. Guess what? You go to college, and I hate to tell you, you're going to come up with a bill at the end of the day. And just got our master's degree. And we all went to graduation. We were so excited. My sister, my baby sister's getting her master's. She's moving up. My dad was the first to go to college. I and my sister, we're celebrating. We're doing it, big time, having a great time. Get home, midnight, ding, email, Sally Mae. Your loan payment is due. I mean, what is that? Right? Literally, just like that. And so if you think your purpose is to come to college and get a bill and then go work to pay the bill, that you've had purpose in life, you're sadly mistaken. But guess what? Many of you will do that for the rest of your life and call that living. Is that living? Is that the life you want? And I know many of us have family, friends, cousins, grandmas who have a reason for us to be in school, right? And they have something they want us to do. But I'm encouraging you to discover what is your it thing for you. This whole process of college, university, is about discovery. So be patient with yourself in the process. Explore, learn. I was a broadcast major for about 3 days, and I changed my major. Why? Because I realized that wasn't my fit. And some of you might change your major 3 or 4 times. Some of you have already changed your major. Okay? Go through the process. But the thing is, you have to be number 2, unstoppable, which means you don't what? Don't stop, don't quit, don't stop, don't quit. Don't stop, don't quit, don't stop, don't quit. Go ahead today, take pictures, be on Instagram, talk about I'm about to start school. Guess what? In a week, 2 weeks, you're going to to run against an obstacle. It's called stress. It's called a class that you didn't get into. It's called the fact that they won't give you the grade that you thought you were supposed to get. It's called, I don't have the money to finish this quarter. It's called, what am I going to do? Because I don't have what I think I need, and everyone else is telling me that I should go ahead and do what? Me. See, I'm trying to say, hear me? I know you don't hear me. Mike keeps turning off, but I think you feel me. See, what I'm saying is you've got to be unstoppable. Let me tell you about another story. So fast forward into grad school. Middle. Don't touch the bottom. Okay. Don't move, right? Okay. So let me fast forward into grad school. So I went to Otterbein, I left Fayetteville. In college, they called me Fayetteville because moving to Ohio, I had never been to a bigger city. And that was a shift for me. So moving on to grad school, I found out about going to Northwestern, and I'd always wanted to go to Northwestern, but I didn't have the money. My family didn't have the money, right? So I get the courage to apply, and they say, you're accepted contingent on what? A test. How many of y'all love taking those tests? Okay, not really. Well, I have always been a good student, but a horrible test taker. Can anybody relate to that? I need you to know that I realize that you're looking at me on paper and you think I don't belong here. But I'm here to tell you that if you allow me into this institution, not only will I graduate, I will be one of the top graduates, and I will speak at commencement. That's pretty bold, right? Because you haven't even gotten an admission yet. But guess what? They let me in based on my confidence and my belief and their chance, taking a chance on me. So that was me taking the picture, smiling, and saying I did it. But little did I know I had a statistics class that was coming my way that was going to shut me down, because you only get one B and you were out. And so I was at that moment, which many of you will not remember everything that I said, but I hope you remember this moment, because you will have a decision-making moment, a defining moment between now and 2017 or before, where you're going to be faced with a decision. Because everything around you will say, just delay, stop, it ain't worth it. My father was diagnosed with cancer. I was failing a class. I got every study group I could, and I was not progressing. And guess what? The bills kept coming. And I said, maybe not. But I went out that night because I had studied until I couldn't study anymore. And do you know I went out to the club and I met a guy who was a statistician, and he became my study partner and got me through my class. But my point is that you find a way. You hear what I'm saying? You find a way. When you are unstoppable, you don't let anything stop you, and you find resources, you find help, you find support so that you can move past the hurdle, because it's temporary. Say temporary with me. That means it's not here to stay. It will come and it will go. You just have to endure. The last step is make history. How many of you all saw The Butler? Anybody saw The Butler? Clap if you enjoyed The Butler. Was that not an amazing? If you haven't seen it, please take the time to see it. Before you get all busy with classes and everything, take the time to see The Butler. But let me tell you, one of the things that I saw in The Butler is that age does not define history. It's about who takes the opportunity to make it happen. And right where you are, how many of you are first in your family? You're number one of many kids. Raise your hand. All right, I want you just to go ahead and settle something with you. If you're number one, guess what? You're a pioneer. Because you're always going to be first. You go before. I'm a 1, 2, and I said, well, why is it always got to be? Why is it got to be me first? Me first. Because that's a part of who you are. And if you aren't a number one, it doesn't matter. The key is you step into your purpose by stepping into realizing I got to maximize the now. Now stands for no opportunity waits. There is nothing like the present. In that video, at the end, he says, all I'm working for is an opportunity to make it happen. Because see, many people will have an opportunity, but they won't make it happen. And those people who make history do what? They make it happen. They step out there and do it. You know, I thought about this. I was listening to one of my mentors, Miles Monroe, and he said this recently. I thought, that's really powerful. He said, you know, when it's all said and done, the reason I can stand here and be so enthusiastic about this is because I don't know if this is my last breath. I went to this world odometer yesterday, and it showed 7.1 billion people in the world, but every second it was just going. Someone was dying every second, every second. So every second somebody was being born, right? So looking at the person next to you, look on both sides, left and your right, left and your right. They may not be with you. They may not be with you physically, or they may not be with you in terms of the end of the road. But the key is make history. Step into the opportunity that you have today to shift your situation. What does that look like? Get involved with programs, finding the job that you're doing, working the project. When I was at Victoria's Secret, do you know I was the first person to ever create an African American marketing program for Victoria's Secret in 1999. Okay, that was helping us get a leg up in terms of understanding who we are as African American women. So it was a little internship, but I made my mark while I was there. You've got organizations, sororities. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta. I was president of my chapter. I made my mark while I was there, and guess what? Because I made my mark, I even got inducted to the Otterbein College African American History. What is it? Yeah, you know. But what I'm saying is, when you're busy making your mark, you're not celebrating what you did. You're looking at what's the next opportunity. I'm focused on you right now. I'm like, look, if you can get what I'm saying, and I see some of you nodding, you will be up here, you'll be wherever you want to be because you see what I'm saying. And in that movie, young people, college students, made a difference. They made a mark in history such that the government, the president, had to change the laws. What's going to be your mark? What will you be remembered for here? Will they remember your name? Will they remember what contribution you made in the class? That means sitting up front in the class instead of sitting in the back? I mean, look, to be a leader is lonely. It's not easy. But you get the benefits because you put in the work. You put in the time. And ultimately you shift your mindset. And I want each one of you to realize today you are a leader. It's up to you to live at that level of leadership. So the 3 points that I leave with you today, number 1 is what? Be on purpose, or discover your purpose through this journey. Number 2, yes, be unstoppable. And number 3, make history. And so I want to leave you, before I go, with one quick poem. I do this every time I get a chance in honor of my father, because he is a poet, and I want to give this to you as he would give it to me, because some days aren't going to be good news days, but you will remember this in a moment in time when you're struggling to get out of bed, it's real cold outside, you know you got to roll over to get to that class, that 9 a.m. class, it's so much easier just to sleep and hit snooze. Remember this, it's a good news day, no blues day, new shoes, no way to lose. What a good news day. It's a living up day. Overflowing cup day. It's a bright and bubbly, doubly lovely, show enough good news day. Thank you so much.